me, why is it so hard, Sam? Tricky Ricky. What I encourage all of my clients to do is start to hand feed their dog. If you're not familiar with what hand feeding is quite literally what it sounds like. Instead of your dog eating from a bowl, your dog is going to start eating the food from your hand. The vast majority of people are feeding dogs with kibble, so that's quite easy. So you've got dry kibble in your pockets. You can do it with raw, but you're probably going to want to glove up and have like a silicone pouch to put that raw food in. I've got Sam with me in the van, but all I'm going to do is just show you how we hand feed the dog. All I have in my pocket is some of Sam's kibble that she'll just eat at normal meal times, okay? What I would suggest that you do is that you use your dog's daily food allowance to do this with. You don't want to feed your dog a meal and then try and do this, because their desire to eat more food is going to be diminished somewhat, okay? So I would be using your dog's daily food allowance to do this with. That's going to help to create the enthusiasm from the dog to want to eat the food from your hand, but it's also make sure that you can keep an eye on the dog's weight, make sure that they're not taking in too much. All I'm going to do to start with, I'm going to take some food out and Sam's going to eat it from my hand. That's it. That's all hand feeding is. It's not rocket science. It's super duper easy, okay? I'm not adding any movement in at this stage. All I'm doing is hand goes in pocket, food comes out, dog eats food from hand. That's all we're doing. Now, for some dogs that aren't very driven to eat food, you might want to create a little bit of movement, okay? So then we can start to create a little bit of interest in the food, but you don't want to move too fast. Incremental stages. Sam's obviously just very driven for food and she's done this lots of times, so she makes it look easy in comparison. Some people would ask, why on earth would you need or want to hand feed your dog when I can just feed my dog out of a bowl? Completely legitimate question to ask. The reason that I task people with doing this is because I want them to get used to feeding their dog from their hand, because when it comes to training, that is going to be probably the primary way that we reward the dog, okay? We want the dog to know that food can come from the hand, and it could be lots of food, it could be a tiny little bit of food. I don't want to be doing it with just like extra treats. It doesn't make any sense. Like you feed your dog, most people feed their dog twice a day, right? That's 2 opportunities to do this, to build some enthusiasm. What you're going to find that by doing this as well is it's going to start to give your dog some sort of engagement towards you. Yeah, I'm not even asking you to do any engagement drills or anything like that at this stage. All I'm asking you to do is put food in your hands and give it to your dog. By doing that, we're naturally going to start to build some engagement. Your dog is naturally going to start to have some desire to want to start to work with you, to follow you, to move with you for food. Okay, and then we can use that much further down the line in training. If your dog is not particularly food motivated, or they're not particularly driven by eating food from your hand, don't panic. Try. If they're not overly enthusiastic or they're not taking the food, put the food away. Try again in an hour or 2 hours. Try again. Are they more interested? No, they're still not so interested. That's fine. Put the food away. Try at their next meal time. We're not trying to starve the dog into compliance. What we are trying to do is say, hey, look, I've got something really valuable that you really, really want, and this is how you can start to earn it. And now we can work together as a team, and we can start to build a relationship, build some engagement. You can start to build a desire to want to work with me to get this food. There's nothing wrong with your dog not eating for a day. Okay, try the next day. They're probably going to be more enthusiastic to eat the food because they go, oh, I'm actually kind of hungry now. I'm going to go for the food. And we can make a big jamboree out of it. Yeah, cool. There's loads of interest now. Hand feeding your dog is super duper simple. It doesn't require you to do anything out of the ordinary. Even if you don't have time to do it scattered throughout the day, just do it at their set meal times. If they don't want to do it, put it away, do it at their next meal time. Give it a go. If you've got any questions, send me an email, comment in the comments below, and I'll get back to you the best I can. But I imagine that if you start doing this with your dog, you're going to start to see the dog giving you more willing engagement The dog is going to start to desire food more. They're going to be interested in food more, and it's going to give you more opportunities to reward behaviors that you like. So when it comes to training, you've got a way of positively reinforcing your dog for the things that you like, much easier than just saying good boy or good girl and then ferreting around in your pocket for that piece of cheese or piece of bacon. There's only so much cheese and bacon you can give your dog before it becomes an issue and they start stacking on loads of weight. When we're using their daily food, we can monitor the weight. We know they're getting fed. We know exactly how much they're eating. Like, share, subscribe, do all those things. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I'll catch you in the next one. Come on, Sam.